Hey Arkansas, Duke just signed Darren Rippy Jr. Now it's time for Cal to put all his efforts into Jordan Smith Jr. After all, Duke is also eyeing this recruit, and Cal can't let this opportunity pass. Before the news, subscribe to the channel to receive more updates. Darren Rippy Jr.'s commitment to Duke redefines, once again, the national recruitment landscape for the class of 2026 and generates direct effects that go beyond Durham. It's a move that was expected behind the scenes, but still relevant, especially for programs competing in the same elite territory. For the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball, this announcement functions less as a setback and more as a strategic inflection point, opening a clear path for John Calipari to focus his efforts on a name that could symbolize the next big step for the project in Fayetteville, Jordan Smith Jr. Rippy, a five-star point guard from Blair Academy in New Jersey, arrives on the college scene with robust credentials. A Brooklyn native, he is considered one of the best pure point guards of his generation, ranking among the top names in the class of 2026 according to major evaluation services. His selection by Duke, surpassing offers from traditional programs like NC State, Tennessee, Texas, and Miami, confirms the weight of high-level recruitment and reinforces how much decisions of this magnitude shape the playing field in advance. At the same time, this outcome creates a ripple effect that directly benefits Arkansas. Calipari, who has never hidden his willingness to think of recruitment as a long-term puzzle, seems comfortable giving up one piece if it means securing another even more aligned with his plan. Jordan Smith Jr., rated by 247 Sports as the second-best prospect in the country, emerges in this context not as an alternative plan, but as a central target. A point guard/small forward with enormous potential, Smith represents exactly the type of talent that Calipari has historically transformed into a protagonist and, subsequently, a strong name heading towards the NBA. The mutual interest is not recent. Both Calipari and John Shire have been closely following Smith for months, with in-person visits that demonstrate the level of competition. Smith has already been to Fayetteville, revisited Duke, and remains on the radar of both programs. Even so, the athletic fit tends to be a major factor, especially for a player who envisions his professional future as a point guard. In this respect, Arkansas offers something difficult to ignore: the real possibility of leading an offense, taking the ball in crucial moments, and accelerating his development exactly where he most needs to improve: game control, pass reading, and consistency in perimeter shooting. Rippy's eventual move to Duke alters this equation. With a point guard of Rippy's caliber occupying the center of the creative department, Smith would naturally be shifted to a more hybrid role, with many minutes as a shooting guard. This isn't a lesser role, but it's one that limits the growth of a player seeking to establish himself as the team's playmaker. In Fayetteville, this obstacle simply doesn't exist. On the contrary, the context points to a clear opportunity for him to take on a leading role. Furthermore, Arkansas is working with an even broader perspective. Brandon McCoy Jr., another five-star heavyweight, is also on their radar and perfectly complements the roster. The possibility of aligning a large point guard with court vision and distribution ability alongside an explosive finisher at the shooting guard position isn't just theoretical. It's something that's already taking shape, with recent examples within the Razorbacks' own roster, showing that the model works and generates results. In this sense, the competition for Jordan Smith Jr. goes beyond a simple choice between universities. It involves vision, fit, and career projection. Sources close to the recruitment process indicate that, with Rippy out of the running, the field is narrowing, placing Arkansas and Georgetown as the main contenders. For the Razorbacks, this represents a concrete chance to transform a moment of national activity into a strategic victory. College basketball is made of these opportunities. Sometimes the biggest success isn't in the name that's lost, but in the one that emerges as a direct consequence of that loss. For John Calipari and Arkansas, Jordan Smith Jr. fits perfectly into this logic. The path is open, the context is favorable, and the sports project offers what the player is looking for. If the recruitment process decides on the most coherent match between talent and opportunity, Fayetteville has every argument to emerge from this process even stronger. Share your opinion.